everybody, this is Tim W. Leathertachi 1996, and welcome to the 6th episode of Godzilla FX. And this week we have, the movie goes by like 3 different titles. It goes Invasion of Astro Monster or Monster Zero, but I commonly call it by the better title Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. And this movie came out in the year 1965. Now this movie, I gotta tell you, I just got done watching this morning, and oh my god, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie's actually a record so far. I've only found 3 special effects cons in this movie. Like, seriously. There's only 3 special effects cons I actually found with this film. Or 3 little criticisms I call it, but still. I didn't think I was going to find that many. Now, this movie, okay, everybody remembers, this is for all you old timers out there, you know, all the good old folks. Anybody who watches Star Trek also remembers, like, the original Star Trek TV series from the 1960s. Well, this is kind of what this movie felt like a little bit. It's like a mix of Star Trek and Godzilla, because this movie was heavy on the sci-fi. It really was. You got UFOs, you got aliens, you got a secret base on this planet called Planet X behind Jupiter. This movie went seriously heavy on the science fiction. And it's like, wow, this really plays off like Star Trek. Like, seriously, if Godzilla and Rodan was not in here, if only Godzilla and Rodan, if they were not in this movie and the title and music didn't come up, you'd really think you were watching some Japanese science fiction film. Like, seriously. Anyways, I gotta tell you, this movie I really did enjoy, start to finish. I really enjoyed it. Like, all the heavy sci-fi, it really added to the special effects and really got the point across. Now, as from the poster here, one might expect you got, you know, Godzilla, Rodan, and this is Ghidorah's second film, or in the movie they call it, the actor Nick Adams, who is down in the corner and off to the right, down in the bottom right corner. He says the name King Ghidorah in the movie, but it's so cool. Like, they have an American actor. I mean, they've had Americans in these movies, 2 movies prior to this, but it's cool that they got an American guy playing in these films. Well, and here we go with our first shot. You've got Godzilla, Rodan, and Ghidorah going at it for the second time here. And I heard this on Cinemasker's review of this movie. I don't know if this is, it probably is. Well, I heard Cinemasker say that Mothra was originally supposed to be in this movie, but the budget was getting crazy, so they took her out of the movie. And I will say, now, I don't know if that's true or not, actually. I've never heard that, but in all honesty, I think it's a wise alteration to take Mothra out of this film, because it would have just looked like a rehash of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster with aliens. Like, it just would have looked like either a remake or a rehash, and it just was a wise alteration, sorry, wrong word. It was a wise alteration, I think, anyway. And in all honesty, I mean, just starting with this shot here, you got the 3 main big stars of the film, and they look amazing. Like, Rodan, it's the same suit, I think. It's either the same suit or a different suit from the movie before this. But it looks cool, but I really like the Rodan suit. And then you got the Godzilla suit. I think that's a different look. I'm not sure. I think it's a different look. It looks very similar to Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster. And then Ghidorah is still Ghidorah. It's the same creature from the last film. But the monster battle was great. There's a monster battle in outer space which is like, okay, that's new. Okay, they're starting to really they're really changing things up with the franchise already. But overall, the only thing that I really gotta say, this isn't a con, but it's just my little like okay, that's interesting. When Ghidorah shoots his gravity beams at the buildings when he destroys I think it's Tokyo. I believe it's Tokyo. It's not as like overpowered and stuff blowing up like it was before, like it was one movie prior. It looks a little toned down when it comes to the destruction scenes. And then you got Godzilla and Rodan. They're the ones that cause the most destruction in this one. You got Godzilla just leveling entire buildings with his tail, and you see like buildings crumbling, like every last detail. And then here you go. This is when the aliens. This is I think like halfway through the movie when the aliens get Godzilla and Rodan back on Earth, and they control Godzilla and Rodan with magnetic waves, and then they control Ghidorah with magnetic waves also, and they set all three monsters loose on Earth, and it's just the movie just gets crazy. Like, oh my god, it's such a fun movie. It really is, and it's just so crazy though how it's so crazy that like defeating the aliens, it's all just great special effects. The way they do it is you can see like magnetic waves, like sound waves messing with the aliens, and in turn that messes up the monsters and breaks their control of the aliens. This whole movie was just one great piece of special effects work after another. Now, my three cons. Now, I'm only gonna say, like, just the first one, because, well, I'm gonna say, like, my first two, because my third con, that screenshot is not until way later in this video here. Now, my first con, remember when I said in the last review that you can actually see in, like, one shot, or two, where, you can see the wires holding Ghidorah up? Well, in this movie, there's only one shot in this entire movie. Because, I mean, in the last movie, you saw the wires, like, once or twice. But in this movie, the wires holding Ghidorah, you only see it one time. And it's a really blurry shot, but they still show at least once. And then my other con with this movie is that there's a scene during this whole city destruction with all three monsters working together under the aliens' control. The aliens with one of their UFOs, they join the attack also, and they have like these three lasers that come out of the bottom of the ship. And they fry this satellite, they make it melt or something, and there's no sound to the satellite falling over. Like, it's a big metal satellite. You think that they would add like metal. Sorry, I'm breathing. Sorry about that. You think they would have metal creaking and squeaking and bending, but it doesn't do that. It's just silence. I mean, really? You're not going to have at least some sound effect to it? I don't know. I heard like in another version there's actually sound to it, but I was watching the English version. Here comes my third and final con with this movie. When the aliens carry, this is towards like I think like 30 minutes in. You see here, there's like two smaller puppets of Godzilla and Rodan. Godzilla's on the... Well, you can tell who's who by looking at this shot. The puppet with Godzilla, it looks really awkward because it's like the tail, he's holding his tail like a baby or something, and he's asleep when they lift him out of the water, and when they lift him out of this lake. I mean, 400 foot giant dinosaur. How do you hide that in a lake? It must be a big ass lake. Anyways, it just looks really weird. I mean, the puppet for Godzilla's like his tail is in between his legs, and Godzilla's holding his tail like a baby, and his feet look, straight out, like up and straight out. It I don't know. The puppets just look really weird. Those are my three. Those are my only three cons with this movie. Other than that, I really have nothing more to say about it. I really don't. Seriously, everything blends super good, and it's just so funny how it's just so funny how what do you call how like the fight on Planet X between with Godzilla and Rodan fighting Ghidorah. It's just so funny. Like, oh, apparently giant. I mean, Ghidorah, yeah, he can breathe in outer space because he's an alien. But Godzilla and Rodan, they're prehistoric creatures. They're dinosaurs technically. So, how do they breathe in space? So how do they breathe in outer space? I don't know. I guess it's just it's giant monster logic. I don't know. It's just so wow. Okay. I mean, overall though, like I said, I can't say nothing about this movie. This movie was great. I mean, seriously, this was such a great. This was a really great Godzilla movie. Seriously, I really enjoyed this. This was a huge step up from Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And I'm sorry that this is going to be most likely, so far anyway, the shortest review I've done for the Godzilla franchise, because finding HD screenshots for this movie was really challenging. This was really hard to find good HD screenshots for this movie. And here we go. Here's the fight on Planet X, and I really love the set for Planet X. Very like all these giant rock structures and all the open spaces. I really love the miniature set here. The miniature set, you got the monsters is battling it out. And I just so love like how both of them. The fight is actually the first battle between the three monsters is actually really short. Like and all it is just like, and actually before this you see glimpses of Ghidorah destroying Planet X, and it's like just some dust trails, nothing blowing up really, just some smoke trails whenever Ghidorah shoots his gravity beams down on the planet. Sorry everybody. Sorry if I'm breathing so hard. I don't know why though. But anyways, it's like Godzilla just hides behind this rock over here off to the right, and he just shoots at Ghidorah while Rodan drops this boulder on him, and Godzilla kicks rocks, and then he jumps in. Like, you see Godzilla actually jump. Like, he jumps up and tackles Ghidorah to the ground, and Ghidorah just flies off, and then okay, any Godzilla fan, it'll be the last screenshot that I managed to get nice and big. It's Godzilla does this thing in this movie that is so, it sucks I can't show a video clip of it or a GIF. It sucks I can't show a clip of this. There's this thing that Godzilla does in this movie when Ghidorah flies off. It's the most, oh my god, it's the most like, oh my god moment of the entire Godzilla franchise. Well, the first oh my god moment, because he's had a few, but so far, 6 movies into this franchise, he does this moment after Ghidorah flies away after this fight. He does this victory dance. Oh my god. It's funny as hell. When you look at Godzilla do this, it's like, you can't help but laugh your ass off at it. It is, oh my god, it's hilarious. It's like so unexpected is the thing. It's so like, wait, what? You look at it and you're like, what? Wait, whoa, what? Excuse me? Oh my god, it's just, the fact that it's Godzilla doing this, I mean, this is Godzilla. We're at the point in the franchise already here, 6 movies in, where Godzilla's a hero, he's a good guy. And here you go. This is like when the three human characters who were brought with the aliens, along with Rodan and Godzilla, to get rid of Ghidorah. Because at the beginning of the movie, for the first half of the movie, the aliens concoct this bullcrap thing to Earth, saying like, "Oh, we need to borrow Godzilla and Rodan to fight Ghidorah because Ghidorah's messing up our planet. So we need to borrow these two to whoop his ass." And then come to find out, it was a trap, and then Ghidorah was under their control the entire time. Well, and this is still after the first battle. This is when the three astronauts, the main three human characters, well, not the three main ones, but three out of the five main human characters were about to leave, and they start having this conversation like look at Godzilla and Rodan. They seem to hate the fact that we're just leaving them here, and like I said. Like way back, I'm not talking about plot. I'm not talking about the plot. I'm talking about, the effects. But sometimes I guess you gotta talk about what happens in the scene to understand where the special effects go. And I don't know. The scene itself, I don't know. There's really no effect to it. Just two little smaller puppets on the surface of Planet X as the rocket takes off, and it's sad, it's kind of like a little bit of a sad scene because it's like, really, you're just like, bro, it's like Godzilla running, like, you're just leaving us here? Come on. Really? Take us back home, will you? But now you see like a good shot of both of the suits. I really like the Rodan suit. I really do. Like, seriously, it's a pterodactyl, but I guess they're trying to do the giant bird routine. It looks way better than the suit from the film before this. It looks so much better. But still, I just wish they would have used the suit from 1956. If they would have just used that suit again. I don't know why they keep redoing Rodan's look. Like, seriously, if only they would have just reused the suit, from 1956. If only. Anyways, see, here we have like another great like miniature shot with the suits. It's good compositing, and this is in the ship, obviously, like on a camera, and I don't know. This is just such a great movie. I think in 2 or 3 shots, no, it's 3 screenshots later, you will see a screenshot of Godzilla's victory dance. I know this is like Godzilla's first time as a hero. This is at the this screenshot here, this is at the very end of the movie. When Rodan literally carries Godzilla, and they both tackle Ghidorah, and all 3 monsters like fall off this cliff and they tumble into the ocean. Now, when they tumble into the ocean, there's also this really great effect scene where this big tidal wave just rolls over onto the shore and levels more buildings, and I keep on saying this about this movie. This was a really great Godzilla movie. It really was. It's just special effect after special effects after special effects. Like, they went all out. They just went all out with this movie. They literally were just okay, let's do this. Let's put some science fiction in here because science fiction's a big thing in the 1960s. So, and I can't tell actually if this was a smaller puppet of Ghidorah or this was the full suit, on top of it. Because by this point in time, Toho had this giant water tank outside. I mean, huge water tank. This big water tank out in the back of the Toho lot. And I'm sorry if you hear that squeaking in the background. I'm sitting in my desk chair right now as I'm, recording my voice. But you get to you see like a little more detail on Ghidorah. You see and one thing, actually, there's one thing about Ghidorah, the suit, that I was trying to say last week, but I didn't finish it. Like, I cut myself off for some odd reason. One detail that I love about the Ghidorah suit is the scales. I really love the dragon scales. They really, I just love Ghidorah's origin here. His I just love his origin where they're saying he's an alien, but when you look at him, it's like it's so hard to think. It's so hard to think that because it's a dragon, a dragon. It's so hard to think that like a dragon can be an alien. It's so crazy how it's like his design and his origin. It feels like two separate things. It really does when it comes to this one creature. But that's why I love Ghidorah so far. You know, we're only 6 movies in here, everybody. But I just love that. It feels really original. It really does. It's like it's a dragon that you think would come from like myth or legend, but it's from outer space. It's from outer space. That's just so like wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. And then here we see a close up of the Godzilla suit. And the thing is, okay, it's just so funny how I ain't really got nothing much to say about this suit. Like the detailing, it's still there. Like it's still detailed, but it looks a little softer than the last movie. I don't know, just the detail looks like it's partially there. And then you got the dorsal fins, and it's so funny how the dorsal fins. Originally there were 3 rows. I mean, there's still 3 rows of dorsal fins on his back, but there's like one main one is the one with all the points. The one with all the points. And one cool thing, I can't believe I couldn't find a screenshot of the close up of his face, because during the final battle, after the humans relinquish the monsters from the aliens' control, there's this really great little moment when Godzilla, you see his eyes move. Now, that's something that they did it. I know they did it in Raids again, but they haven't done it since then. And, like, you see Godzilla on the ground, and they just show, like, his eyes move. It looks really cool. Like, it's just this really cool moment where his eyes, like, move back and forth for, like, a couple of seconds. And it's like, oh, okay, the technology's getting, the movie technology is getting a lot better. Like, okay, that's cool. No, it's just like this cool little moment with Big G here. Sorry about that. I hit the notebook. I hit my notebook. Like what was it? Oh, and also I don't know. I mean, and the noise, like the sound effects in this movie are loud. They're loud. They're big, loud, and fun. That's all I really got to say when it comes to Godzilla versus Monster Zero. Like those are 3 words that I have to describe this movie. And like the city getting destroyed, man. This is where Godzilla's just wrecking the city. Like Rodan, he flaps his wings in the hurricane winds, you know, that he generates. They destroy stuff, blow stuff over, you know. But Godzilla just stomping on everything and hitting everything with his tail. It's like he just levels this city like no tomorrow. It is insane. It is just insane how he just completely levels the city. And then you got, what was it? And then you got Ghidorah, and that he does like half the amount of damage Godzilla does. I don't know. It's like in the original movie, it's like Ghidorah was kind of like the show stealer. Oh my god. Okay, now that writing in the corner. Okay, whoever this video. I don't know if this is a YouTube video or what. I just found this on Google Images because I wanted a good screenshot of the victory dance, and I'm not kidding. So, sorry, whoever that is, this thumbnail. Well, I don't know. This is I doubt this is the thumbnail, but oh my god, it's just. Oh no, my god. Okay, whoever that is, that belongs to you. I don't know, it's just like this victory dance, it was just, oh my god, just looking at the screenshot, oh my god, it's so it's so silly. It's so goofy. I'm sorry. I love Godzilla, but oh my god, this victory dance. This is like the number one. This is the very first moment where you look at it and you're like, oh my god, Godzilla, why are you doing this? Just why? And apparently, and I actually have the photo of this, there was a publicity photo taken with the Japanese actors where they stood alongside Godzilla, and they were doing the victory dance with him. I don't know. It's just like it's just this. What the scene has no purpose in this movie whatsoever. It's just there, and it's like, okay, I'm doing this dance. Deal with it. Like seriously, that's literally how this movie treats this one shot, and it's like, okay, excuse me, did Godzilla just dance? Like, seriously, did he really just do this? I don't know. It's just this crazy, outlandish, goofy moment, and it's not a con, it's a pro, because it's like the most infamous moment in Godzilla history right now. Oh my god, just look at his face and the way his leg and arm is. Like, what dance was that supposed to be? And you know what, in all honesty, I highly doubt that was even in the script. I bet Nakajima just did that for the fun of it. He had to. Haruo Nakajima, he had to have just done this moment just for SNGs, man. He had to have. This had to have been improv. There is no way that this was in the script. That couldn't have been. That so couldn't have been. Well, let me go back to the poster. Okay, Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. I'm giving this movie a solid 9.5 out of 10. I really am, because the special effects in this movie, because like I was saying, I only found 3 cons in this movie, and they're only small cons. They're not big ones. They're only small cons. They're not big. The special effects in this movie was just great. Oh my god, I really did love this movie. Truly, I really did love this. This movie was just one great piece of special effects after another. And that's why I'm giving the... Oh, and here we end it. Oh, a new dinosaur of the month. It is Dilophosaurus. And the level 40 Dilophosaurus. And I'm sorry to get off topic, but I really hate that inaccuracy. Every time I watch first Jurassic Park, I hate the hood popping out of the head because that animal never did that. Anyways, now, that was just my thoughts on this film. And link to Megas Dragon in the movie reviews library will be in the description below, because Megas Dragon made the logo, and movie reviews library because I'm also in that. So I'm going to say peace out, everybody. See you next week.